Hello. It's Sir RocksAlot. How's everybody doing? We are going to go live. So I'm just getting my protection together. Talking of, I gotta find my gloves. So we're going to work on this today. Some more working on that and some new pieces there as well. So I need a mask. Work. And a couple of gloves. Masks, gloves, all the protection you need. And I guess we'll start with the gloves on. And yeah, I got a few things to show today, a few things to cut today. Happy Thursday, happy weekend tomorrow. If it's just tomorrow, for me it's today, which is fantastic. And yeah, I might just get straight to it today. These ones we have from Sunday. Boop. Missing one. What am I missing? Oh, the Lapis. So I need to take these on to the next round. And we'll do that in a minute. And I thought we'd work on a couple of different pieces. A couple of pieces that are just peek and look. See what we got going on, because I have zero idea what's inside. Thank you. Got a thumbs up and I can't even see anybody. That's great. I know people were having problems with their lives today. But we're going to do this, so I don't know what we're going to cut. I do want to try and cut this. It's just a really thin piece of jade. It's actually kind of snowflakey. I got that from Dave, I think. I'm pretty sure it's jade. So we'll cut it. As soon as we put it on the wheel, we will know. And then gotta finish these up on the next 3 wheels, which is the 600, 1200, and 3000. Hi there. Welcome in, everybody. Just getting to work. Actually, it's not work. It's fun. And so I get through these on the next 3 wheels into the polish. And then I just threw together a couple of pieces. That's some of the green Gaspeite, which we'll do that one. I need to look into these 2 pieces because I have no idea what's in there. Welcome, everybody. And before I get going, I wanted to thank all the jewelry resellers and the lapidarists that and the community within both. I'm finding them to be extremely kind and very generous and helpful. So I wanted to thank Aaron Small, who sent some pieces for my machine just out of the blue. It's very kind of him. And then he also sent me some rough pieces to go through. I guess we could look at them, why not? Please, if you don't know Aaron, go over to Aaron's channel. It's Aaron Small. And he's doing lapidary. But, so these are things we're going to get to another time. Well, I appreciate that. That's very kind of you. But honestly, I find some of them, but it's also that there's just such a kind, generous community within the rocks, lapidarists, jewelers, the resellers. So this is some of the stuff they sent me, and I can't tell you what everything is. But I mean, so we're going to cut some of this in the new year. Look at this piece. I wish I had do I have a flashlight? Let me look. I got a flashlight here somewhere. So I wasn't sure on this. You kind of get an idea of what it is. But let's see if I can get... Really, every time I come on... Excuse me. Scan is calling me again. There we go. Bye, Scan. Seems to happen when I get on for some reason. I do not find them in the ground myself. Well, some of them I do. But most of them I just source from different places around the world. And I guess I shouldn't really show my my code, should I? Let me, that was funny. Let me do this real quick. So this piece, where'd it go? This one was gorgeous. You ready for this? Take a look at this. Now let's turn off the light and look at it like that. Isn't that gorgeous? That's fantastic. Let's turn off this. No, I don't know if it's gonna work. Yeah, I got my gloves on, but yeah, really, really pretty piece. And even better in the dark. Maybe we'll get back to the dark a little bit later. Hi everybody, welcome in. Sorry for the bright light. I almost just gave away my code on my phone. No, there's another one. Can't do it. Everybody must know that I'm home or something because I'm online. So there goes one glove. Anyway, that's some really nice rhodonite right there. So that's pretty cool. Those ones I kind of know what they are. Got some chunkers here. There's some azurite malachite. Look at this color on here. Where is it? There it is. Look at that. Really nice stuff. Hi, Emma. Freya. Hope you're both doing well. This, I believe, is some fluorite. So we're going to cut that one of these days. Pretty soft, so I don't know if it's if it needs stabilizing or not. It may. It looks like he had a go at it. Really good go. This, I think it's just some sort of amethyst. A chunk of, we'll have to cut this one in half. I think it's Petrovsky stone. So yeah, I mean, he just threw all this stuff my way. It couldn't be kinder, really. So if you don't know Aaron Small, please go to the channel and subscribe. He's been putting out some awesome material. And like I said, I got another whole bag that we'll show at another time as well. And then, who else did we have? Let's see if I've got it here. Thought I brought it out. Maybe I left it in. Oop, no, here it is. So I had Miss Tanya. If you don't know Tanya, Tanya is over on My Jewelry Addiction. And bought a ring over there, which is kind of cool. With shooting stars and everything on there. Anyway, I bought that ring, and she was kind enough to send some other rough. So people just start sending you stuff, and I have to return in kind to other people that purchase from me, and that will definitely happen. So here's a little piece of rough tiger eye, and look at the colors on that. I think it's just jasper, but I don't think it's bloodstone, but it's possible. So just gonna have to go around those little fractures. And I mean, how kind is that? You buy a ring and you get slabs. Really neat stuff. Oh, great slab size, like, 5, 6, 8 millimeter. Great for working with. The color on that's pretty. So this one's almost like Katy Mountain. I'm pretty sure it is. And she is out in California. So yeah, if you don't know Tanya, go over to her channel, My Jewelry Addiction. There's also Doug over there as well, in Raven's Chest, and they're always selling jewelry over there. And they take us on a few outings and stuff as well. It's really neat. So we're going to get on. Today I had a couple things. So when I first started purchasing, I purchased all over the place, whether I knew who they were or didn't know who they were, and didn't know the quality of stuff, didn't know if I was getting ripped off or not. And I bought a few purchases from eBay, This is a long time ago. And this was one of the pieces. They call it turquoise chrysocolla or chrysocolla. And it's been so long, I forget if this falls to pieces when I try to cut it or not. So we're going to try and give that a cut and see how that goes. And then we also, some other stuff from eBay from that long time ago. I mean, really cheap stuff. Wasn't too impressed with it, but we're going to try and cut some of it today, just to see. So this was like a little nugget bag of supposed turquoise. It is turquoise. And said to be, you know, spider web and unstabilized and natural. Well, you open that bag and you know it's stabilized. And I don't know, maybe we'll get something out of these. Thank you for all the thumbs up. Really appreciate that. It helps the live get sent out. They sound pretty good. So yeah, we're going to do a few of those just to see how bad cheap is. Hey there, welcome in. And then we'll go back to some of the stuff that we actually know. This one I didn't know. We're going to open that up. This one is some sort of either Gaspeite or green turquoise. Maybe Sonoran. And we're going to open a few windows up on that one. So let's do those ones first, and then we're going to work back to the ones that we did on Sunday and finish those up on the last 3 wheels. Let's get this out of the way. Boop. Let me put my coffee somewhere else so I don't lose it. Just turn that one off. Okay, let's get going on this. It's actually not cold out here this week. And let me get another glove. I already ruined one. I've got my mask. We're good to go. All right, let's cut some stuff. Hey, chocolate. Yeah, the gem game. Pick up gems, sell them to the stores. You buy stuff with the money they give you, or pay your bills. Let's move you over here a little bit. It's almost like a game. I guess. Let's get that like that. Don't want to get too close because there we go. That looks good. How about that? Hey there, Opal guy. Welcome in. Thank you for popping in. I'm doing all kinds of different stuff. This is just ugly. I have no idea. Well, okay. Maybe I do have an idea of what it is. My phone is focusing funky. But maybe it's the black gloves. Let's give this a try. Bit of noise. Work on a Diamond Pacific Genie. This is an 80 grit, I think a 180, sorry, a 240 and a 280. Let's see if there's anything even in here. Oh, it's got something in it. Okay, I see it kind of. So I've got to try and pull this little bit of color out here. Alright, I gotta get my mask on. I have all kinds of stabilized rocks, and I see dust coming off even though I've got the water going. So I just gotta be careful. Oh, dang it. Excuse me. do it again. I said dang. That's about as rude as I get. Thank you for the thumbs up. You've done really well with the subscribers too. And I am, what is it? I'm almost 12 times what I was expecting to do this year. So I couldn't be more chuffed about it, really. Even if you're in just a minute, any thumbs up really help. They push the live out for me. And more people get to take a peek at what we're doing. Alright. I am not seeing much. I see a little table up here. So I don't know which way we're going to go, to tell you the truth. I'm going to flatten this out, I think. And most of the stones I do are done in the same process, whether it's turquoise, opal, agate, petrified wood. Usually go around the outside to make a general shape. Flatten out the back. Hopefully it remains the back, and then hit the top and bring the top down and see what we got. First you got to read the stone a little bit. Then reading this stone, you see the color around the edge here, that little pop in the middle, and then up the top. But then I also see it here. So it looks like just this little edge goes maybe from here to here, and probably the same on the top. So I'm going to bring in this dirt right here, the matrix, a little bit. Just so the matrix doesn't take out the color, but at least pronounces it a little bit. I think, let's bring that in. Welcome in, everybody. Thanks for coming. Alright, so the shape's pretty good, general shape. And I could turn this into the top if I need to, but I'm hopefully going to get a little bit more cover from this side. So let's give it a quick grind on top here. Giving it a rough dome at the same time. So I really want to see what's showing on the top here. Let's have a look. Okay. So I think I'm going to change my whole shape. I think I'm taking all of that off. I am. Even though it's got a little color to it. It was a lot thinner there. So I'm going to take that off. A little bit more. I'm going to reorient my shape here. A little bit more. There we go. I'll even bring it into an oval. There we go. Hi everybody, welcome in. See you next. If I can get down to that little line there a little bit, that'll be looking pretty good. Alright. There we go. We can round this off now. Not very hard. I think it's natural. Doesn't have any smell to it. And it's not super hard. I don't want to go through this on the top. There we go. Get the back. So if you don't know that Opal guy, he has a great channel too. You always go over there, subscribe. Does some fantastic photography. A little bit of humor. And he also cuts a lot of opal, but he's starting to move to the sides a little bit. And I think a lot of us do. Some people don't think they like opal. They cut jaspers and agates and all kinds of different material, swearing that they don't really like opal, and then eventually they move over to opal. And then there's a lot of opal addicts that, once they've cut opal for a while, tend to veer off and cut some of the other materials just for the experience. Unless it's a full-time business and you're mining your own material and that kind of stuff. So, and it's a little bit different. Okay, let me get my shape right. That's gotta go. Gotta go. And I don't like wearing gloves. Trying to be good, but I really don't like wearing gloves. Get my shape there. I'll bring my dome in. What else am I cutting? I don't really need the gloves. Gloves are gone. I tried. I tried. I like feeling the rock between my fingers, and I can feel the stone better, I can feel where the facets are better, and I feel like I can cut it better. The only real reason to wear gloves for me is wearing away my fingernails, but then when you get into pyrites and hematites and dark matrix material, tends to get underneath your nails and isn't that sightly. Okay, so I think you're turning out pretty good. Just a bit more, right there. Shape's shaping up. So from something I had no idea, it looked horrible. The rough on this one looked horrible. So I'm actually surprised at how this one came out, or is coming out. I'm gonna have to take my air pump apart, I think, and maybe reposition the leathers that are in it just to stop that little tapping noise that you can hear. Hi everybody, welcome in. Yeah, I wish I could have the rough in my hand here and then show the finished piece over here. I can do it through editing, but not when we're live. And I really appreciate everybody that comes in. If you don't stay for long, that's not a problem. This isn't everybody's cup of tea, but even though it may not be for you, maybe you know somebody that would enjoy it. And the channel's just under Sir RocksAlot, so you just look that up in your little search bar and you go see all my little shorts that I do and videos I put out and some of the older lives. Especially when you're snowed in. A lot of content to watch when you got a snow day going on at home. Move over one more. Hey Ryan, how you doing? I had a really busy week as far as we've done all kinds of Christmas stuff at work, but work's starting to slow down for the holidays, which is fantastic. And I've sort of been popping into YouTube a little bit, watching a few lives, adding a few comments to people's channels, pushing out some of my own content, and then we're also trying to do Christmas at the same time, so there's been a lot of cookies. Not that I'm complaining about cookies, because they're fantastic. I didn't think I was going to be spending any time on this. I didn't think there was going to be anything inside of it. So, yeah. Very happy with that, actually. Not the brightest stone in the world, but a little bit of matrix to it, and a little bit of phosphate to it. Let's do the back. That's doing the back. Still got a little bit of a edge right there, so I'm going to bring that all the way down. Losing a little bit of height, but that's okay because it's mostly girdle. It's off shape just a little bit right there. That's much nicer. And then you just do this. This will stop the edge from chipping out. Alright, not bad. So Jen, welcome in. Ooh la la. Alright, what are we going to try? You've seen that stuff before. Alright, so this was the... if you just came in years ago when I was trying to source different types of stone, I did buy some really cheap stuff on eBay. And this is one of the pieces. It may just fall to piece, but it was advertised as turquoise chrysocolla, which I guess it is a turquoise color. And but if I remember correctly, it's pretty soft, but I don't know if this is going to crumble out or not. And it's really thick. I might make a big giant shark tooth out of it. I don't know. Let's see what we do. It's actually harder than I thought. Let's see if I can do what I'm thinking in my brain. Let's get the back flattened. It is pretty soft, and I think as I go along it's going to get softer as the water gets reintroduced into it. Maybe. Let's see. Take down that edge. Get it to meet up to that other side right there. Same thing on this side. I don't know if this is going to work. We'll see. It's almost there. Let's bring it in. Yeah, why not? Hi everybody, welcome in. Hope you've had a good Thursday. This was just cheap stuff off of eBay. A little bit of a false advertisement. This is when I first started going about 4 or 5 years ago. And I just thought we'd see how it cut. Hi Carol, how are you doing today? Nice to see you. I love that last name, don't know why. Alright, it's kind of chipping out on the back here though. So instead of super sharp, I'm going to make it a little meg-like. This was not planned at all. It really wasn't. There we go. Yeah. It wasn't a tooth. It is not a tooth. And it's still not a tooth, but it's kind of tooth-like. Let's move over to this next wheel. Hey North Star. I have not started on it yet, North Star. My plan is tomorrow, actually. So I just got to stencil it out, and I should be good. So this is just really cheap material. So, you know, you can find stuff on eBay. I can't say that it's not going to be what it says it is, but a lot of times you got to sort of read between the lines to figure out what you're getting. And, you know, if it's too cheap to be, it's so cheap, it's probably cheap for a reason. So this will be good for like circle cat to take to school. I'm not looking for perfection on this at all. Just sort of a reshape and we'll give it a polish. I'm really just using the shape of the wheel as well to do this top. Not bad. Let's bring it in. Just a fun little piece. But I think I paid like, I don't know, 25 bucks for a pound or 30 bucks per pound. So. She loved the piece. She loved that it had a really nice high girdle on it. So she's off baking cookies somewhere. She's watching, but she's on a cookie phase. She's binge cookie making is what she's doing. But yeah, we looked at it and she was really happy that it was, one, it's so large that she could work on it, especially for a really good practice piece. And she loved how high the girdle was on the side. So let's just stick this in a little bit on that bottom edge. Yeah. I'm not trying to make a perfect cab on this. This is make something out of nothing. It is turquoise colored chrysocolla is what it is. It's not the highest grade at all. It's not stabilized actually, so I'm surprised it's holding together so well. I bought it really cheap in a big bag off of eBay maybe 4 or 5 years ago, and I mean, it is what it is, but it's really actually not too bad. I could probably make a better cab if I wanted out of it. I was just using the shape of the stone as it came to me. I thought it would be fun to give it a bit of a sharp lick. Polishing up pretty good. I'm only on the 280. I'm a little funky on that. I gotta work that out. Let's see what we're gonna do here. So yeah, I hope everybody's ready for Christmas or whatever holiday it is you celebrate. And the last day of school here, which is great. And we're going to go see the Christmas lights, I think, Saturday. That'll be fun. I'm actually pretty happy with that. Like I said, I'm not trying to make every edge perfect on this. It's just a fun little piece. I mean, does it look like a shark's tooth? A little bit. Yeah, not bad. So 2 that I had 0 idea. This one came out pretty good. But let's see what else I had. Oh, I wanted to do that little piece of jade. Where's the little piece of jade? I believe it's jade. We're about to find out because we'll hear it. Let me get some coffee. It's already dark out here. When the sun goes down, it goes down quick. So this is like it's almost like a snowflake jade, I think. Getting a little bit closer. And I may be wrong. We're about to find out, because if it's not that hard, then it probably isn't jade and it's some other material. So let's give it a try. Alright, so it's pretty hard. I have zero idea what shape I'm going to do. I see it kind of in there somewhere. Let's get this little skin on there out. Yeah, I don't think it's jade. It might be. Hold up. Yeah. I don't think it's jade. It's not hard enough. And it would be, if it was jade, it would be a much higher pitch noise, which is good for us. Hey Steven, how you doing today? I know we're doing pretty good. I had one of my employees headed up your way. When are they coming up? Tomorrow. We're going to, I don't know, it's above Flint and stuff, but it's called, I think, Commerce Town or Commerce Village, or maybe, Commerce Township, I think it's called, Michigan. Anyway, I don't know if they're ready for the snow and the cold. Alright, yeah, this, not sure on the material, pretty neat looking. Way too soft for jade. Alright, which side am I going to go here? It's got to come off, so it's going to be the top right there. Move over. Welcome in, everybody. Doing really good on the subscribers. I got like 500 hours to go to be monetized. And by the way, the live's going today. It's going really well, so I really don't care about the numbers that much. I'm really just, the only reason I look at the numbers is because I see where I was this time last year. And when I got on at the beginning of this year, I didn't know I'd be going live twice a week, putting up 10 shorts a week or 7 shorts a week. I had zero idea about that. I was just coming out here to hang out with a few of you and to show you the process of me cutting and learning, because I'm hoping that some of you get to learn a little bit from me, but I also learn a lot from you guys. So it's sort of two-way street here. Also been working on, so I was told my buffer for my turquoise when I'm jamming may be a little too slow, and if I increase the RPM on the motor, I may get a bit of a better polish. So I'm in the middle of doing that. I sort of retrofitting a Harbor Freight grinder that was on sale Black Friday. So I got Black Friday price and I got a 15% off, I think it was. So now I am retrofitting it to turn it into a buffer rather than a variable speed grinder. And it's an 8-inch, so I can put on whatever size buffer I want on it. And I'm going to put Fabuloso on one side, which will be for the metals, and the Zam on the other side. Just trying to go around the edge here a little bit. It's a pretty flat piece, but I'm going to try and get some sort of dome out of it. Yeah, I think so. It's similar, but it's not. I agree with you. I mean, it's very similar. I don't think it is. Like I have snowflake obsidian, and the snowflakes themselves are a slightly different color and a little bit of a different shade, and the way that they floret is a little bit different as well. But it's very, very similar. And I know who to call to find out. Let's just take that bottom edge. I think it's going to cut really nice anyway, whatever it is. I think if it was obsidian, it would have splintered more on the back here when I was on the 80 grit over here. I might be wrong. A little bit of a bubble right there. So always feel your surface of your stone. You can pretty much feel it with your hands. If you know the rock isn't poisonous, you can always do the mouth test. I'm not telling you to do that, but it does help. Yeah, I think that's pretty good. Take it back. Then we're going to look into that big, I think the big green piece maybe. So yeah, I got two other pieces here to get to the third wheel. And I'm going to try and run through all of them. I don't know if we're going to get through it all actually, but I'm going to try and run through like 8-9 stones over on the next three wheels. So the 600, 1200 and the 3000. Hey Mystique, welcome in. I'm missing everybody. No, we're good. So I had one of the commissions that I had for the jeweler. The ring that I had, it was about ready to fall to pieces, so I took it back. I didn't want to be responsible for it. It was all inlay, but it was like a rounded brick inlay, if that makes any sense. So there were all the pieces that were inlaid were rounded off like this, which isn't impossible, but then to inlay it into an older ring, and one of the pieces of gold that was in between two of the stones when it came out, actually, I glued it back in, and I was like, okay, I'm not doing this one anymore. And it happens. I mean, he didn't care. That was a small gathering on Saturday over there as well. That'll be fun. So I'll be networking on Saturday. I say networking, I really don't know if I want to do all that. I really just enjoy cutting rocks. I got a couple pieces I'm going to send up to Wendy at Wolf Walker Collectibles. If you don't know Wendy, she has an amazing amount of experience but also inventory of native and non-native jewelry. And if you ever wanted some sort of authentication, she's had stores in New Mexico and in Virginia over quite a few years, I should say. I'm not going to say how many, but she's very, very sweet, very, very generous. Alright, I think that's good. Let's do a quick dry. I have a little meeting with the jeweler and some of the friends, so sort of an in-house Christmas party appreciation, and I get to go meet a lot of the locals, so that'll be fun. I don't know what time we're gonna go. Alright, let's get this Gaspeite. I love this stuff, so it shouldn't take long. We're done 3, we're doing pretty good. Yeah, it's kind of sweet, North Star, but then at the same time, they may end up calling me to do all their stones for them. I'm not really sure that's what I want to do. I enjoy doing it for friends, and the occasional commission for the jeweler. But I don't know how deep I want to get into it. Alright, talking of deep, I have to decide if I leave that on the back. What do we make that? I think we're going this on the top. Excuse me. So that hole's going to remain on the back. And go around the whole stone, taking all the rough edges off of it. Been doing a lot of green lately, but come the new year we'll be switching it up. Get some really nice blues in there. I can take this down. So I'm gonna do the top first, and then I'll reorient that right at the bottom. So, see what I can get out of this. Ah, there it goes. Change of shape. So this is natural, so some of the time, or this piece is anyway, some of the time you can't see where the fractures are until you start working on it. You know, they might go again. I hope it doesn't, but it may go again. See if I can get this back in. And I think it's happened every week for the last month. At least 1 or 2 stones that we've been cutting, fractures out. So it happens. Now that it's happening more often, not more often, but now that it's happened quite a few times, I'm kind of expecting it on a few things. I did get a few old glass speakers from a new vintage store, local vintage store today. So I'm going to be doing some vacuuming and some stabilizing of my own. So let's see what we're gonna do here. It's a funky shape. But yeah, I've got a few different glass speakers, and I'm gonna try a few different experiments where I use 2-part epoxy and acetone or some sort of thinner, and then I'll do a little bit of cactus juice as well. And if people don't know what cactus juice is, it's a type of stabilizing liquid, basically, that you have to vacuum into your stone first, and then you have to heat it afterwards to get it to set. And I also found my little mason jar kit, so I'm going to do a couple and just have them sit in some mason jars that I vacuum out and let them sit for a couple of weeks. Alright. I don't want to say what I just thought, but I'm going to say it. This piece is now feeling a lot harder as far as like the nose scale, so I'm hoping it stays together. Maybe I just stop pressing so hard too. Don't worry, North Star, I'm going to be much more gentle in the video piece. Really? I'll have to look that up. Is it on TV or is it on like YouTube or Facebook or Instagram, or is it on regular TV? That'd be interesting to have. But we got, what, 30 odd people in here, so they got 30 odd questions coming their way. Alright. Trying to get my girdle right here. I'm trying to get the same height all the way around. My shape is not where I want it, and what are we going to take off? I'm going to adjust Justin Thomas shape here. And if you know, you know. Still more. I could almost stencil this at this point. Getting there, but not quite. I think it's right there. Get the girdle the same all the way around again. So if I take some off the edge, it means I have to do the introduction to the dome all the way around again. If that makes any sense. I need to make it even for the dome, and I need the girdle to be the same. So if I take a little bit of the edge in, it makes the height of that girdle go up again, and I have to redo it. Yes. Okay, move on to that third wheel. Still not quite there. A little bit tick-tacky that I don't like. Alright. Beautiful color. Right. I do. If you want, you can go to, you can send me a note over at sir.RocksAlot@outlook.com. I would type it in, but I can't. So it is, and I don't mind if people send me stuff on that one. So it is the channel name Sir RocksAlot with the period between the Sir and the RocksAlot, and it's at outlook.com. And then if you're already with Dave, which I think you are, get your bone. You could, if you already bought from Dave, just ask Dave. He'll ask me if he's all right to give it out, but I have no problem with Dave giving out my info to you. Man, I tucked that in too much, that side. Now I've got to untuck it. How are we going to do this? So like I was saying at the beginning, so North Star's been extremely generous and sent me some few extra pieces to do. And then Aaron Small over his channel, he sent me a few extra pieces to do. And then I bought this ring. I don't know why. I liked it. It was my size. And I got that from Tanya over at My Jewelry Addiction. I don't know. Nice piece of silver. And here we are, shooting for the stars, right? And she sent some as well, because she does lapidary as well. So you can go over to any of those channels, North Star, you can see in the chat there, and then also Aaron Small and Tanya over at My Jewelry Addiction. And I guess while I'm talking about channels, there's Kirsten over at Kirsten Red Sale, or Red Resale, I should say. We have Christy, who's fantastic, over at Ladies Who Loop. You have Jody of Jody's Jewels, who's like the sweetest lady alive. You have Beth over at Grand Old Things. All just super kind people. I think it's making me nicer. I'm already nice, but okay. So I just uncut that side so we weren't quite so tic-tacky. Oh, okay. Yeah, Steve. So, where is it? So, this is how I can check if it's really Steve. Do you know who did that for me? I'll let you take a screenshot if you like. But I know who did it for me. And it's very kind of her to do that. And I know Dave Lou has his. And yeah, it's sitting up above all the drawers of material that I have over here. So yeah, no, so that's a good idea too. I don't know. I've been enjoying it. You know, I usually go on Thursdays and Sundays. And if any of you have been watching, I show my mistakes as well as my successes. And that's just part of doing lapidary. It's not always perfect. Nature's pretty perfect, I'm not. And there's so many different forums to learn from. And I'm just happy with the ones that I have over on Discord and just all the channels that we have here on YouTube. And how everybody's willing to share. Who else do I need to shout out to? Oh, Stephen Pollock. Go over to Steve. You've got a sense of humor. And I mean a sense of humor. Head over to Steve's channel one day. I bet. They do that, but you know what? It's something that Freckle Cat's been dealing with this week. They've all come back for one reason or another, whether it's for the Christmas tree ornaments, whether it's for help setting up their old villages, and they're in their 20s. We're going to go off and see some lights all together on Saturday, and so some of the empty nest fear isn't turning out to be so bad. So here we go. And I'm sure Addie at the time, I don't know how old she was, Steve, probably 12 maybe, I think you said. I'm just guessing when she did that. And I'm sure she's more opinionated and more talented as well. Let me get a quick highlight right there. That's pretty cool. Alright, so that's those. I got one more discovery piece I want to do. So I'll be able to get another piece out of this little piece. So that was that one. And I'm just going to open this up because I don't know what's in there. I believe it's green. But we're going to dig into it and see what's in there. So Ryan, I have not changed my schedule much. This is when I would be on the machine anyway. I finish my work week on Thursdays, so to get my work week out of my brain, I would hit the machines. I have to be a little more organized, but prepared when I come on, which it never seems that way when I actually come on live. And Sundays, so Sundays gives me something to sort of daydream about when I am at work during the week, and then on Thursdays I come on because that's the end of my work week, and this changes my attitude for the better, of course. I don't even know if there's anything in this thing. I guess there is. Well, we're about to find out. Let's see. It's definitely stabilized. Yes, Steve, I thought, wow, this is stabilized hard. So, got your bones there, Steve from Wisconsin, and land of the cheese, and he has a beautiful place up there, and he started to get into rocks a little bit, but he has his own business as well. And I know some of the rocks went back down to Dawn, but I'm glad to hear that you kept some of them. I still have stuff from those sales, Steve, that I haven't even touched yet. Yeah, I understand that totally, Brian. I don't, actually. I am extremely blessed, but in a chosen way, because we chose to live here. So it is not cold down here at all. In fact, it's been muggy today. Humid muggy. Which is why I put my winter weight on, because come summertime, I can lose my winter weight in a couple of weeks out here. Going in here pretty hard to see what we got. I expect something. Got a big hole there. Big hole up there. In there. I don't know. I think I'm gonna have to cut this one to get the most out of it. Like, I'm gonna want to cut through here. I don't want to do it all on the wheel. I might cut through there. But we can open up the top too. So let's have a look. So I think the hardest thing to do going live or putting up videos and stuff is trying to be consistent. Not consistent in the type of content, but, well, somewhat consistent in the type of content, but also consistent in the times that you're going on. I don't think it's necessarily I don't think that's necessarily the people that watch you want you to be consistent. I think it's the algorithm wants you to be consistent. But I don't know. I really... This is an ugly stone. Yeah, 50 isn't too bad. A lot of gunk. And we've had a couple of days here where we've had to put hot water in the trays. Because if it's below zero, it gets well, that's good. I think I did too. North Star, I haven't opened mine yet. I'm waiting till the new year. I got a lot of really cool new material that's come in. And alright, we're gonna take this top down and see if there's really anything underneath that top. So we're gonna have to cut it at some point. Let's see. Alright, that's enough of a window to know what's going on. I think I'm going to leave this one there. Oh goodness, Jane, that's horrible. I mean, if you're used to it, it's okay. And it depends what your fuel system is in your house, your heating system. Growing up in England, there was we were radiators, wood fires, and oil. But I've never lived anywhere where it's consistently well below zero. Alright, not the prettiest. I'll do something with it. Right now, that's my ugly sister. And I think we keep on green. I think we go with color. I'm going to do one more piece of this. This is a chunker. And there's my side right there. So it shouldn't take too long. This is Sam's stuff. I don't know which side I like better. Let's call that B. I like all the little in it. Let's do this quickly. I don't really need to do any of the edges except it's chipped out down here. Right. Round off that corner. Round off this top corner. Right now I'm just changing the angle using the wheel, so the middle of the wheel down. I like to do it that way. Some people like to go on top. So if I leave the top of the stone in the middle, it will cut at a slight angle because of the shape of the wheel. So like naturally gives it a 7 to 11 degree on the girdle. Doing some extra water with this one. This is made of acrylic, so well, it's acrylic and Gaspeite and Gaspeite, and I believe this one's got some of the phosphorite in it as well. So the material that's holding it all together is an acrylic. bit blocky, but I kind of like it actually. So let's check this chip. Yeah, that chip's there. I may have to take it out. Ah. Sorry, I'm trying to make a decision on the chip. It was already there. I could bring all the back all the way down. Let's see. Maybe we'll make it a little rounded on the back as well. Welcome in, everybody. Not mine. Just giving this, wow, that's screechy, huh? Just rounding it off to get rid of that chip. Where'd the chip go? Gone. That's my American accent. It's gone. Looks pretty cool. So, kind of rounded it off so could maybe be set open. Then we're going to come from the other side and round it out completely. Give it a bit more of a dome on this top side. And here we go with the dome, hopefully. So I'm going to try and 45 it. So I like to concentrate a little bit on that. I could have done it that way. I mean, it looks pretty cool. I can still do it that way. I'm actually thinking about doing it a little double-sided. It's a nice thick enough piece that it could be wrapped really well. With I mean, it's still seven millimeters right there, probably, maybe even more. Maybe it'd be an odd one to be like a palm stone because it's not cold. Like it's not like a stone. let's move this over a little bit. Yeah, I do like that side too. Let me get everything even here. Who else is coming on there? Robert will be coming on later as well. Robert over at Global Prospecting. I know he did a fabulous opal last week. A little bit thin up that end. I'm doing about a 30 degree. Sort of feeling this one. I'm not trying to make this one exact. Alright, just a little bit more. I really should be marking these faces up with a Sharpie so I can see where I've gone and where I haven't gone. It's a very easy, simple tool to help you with your domes. How you doing? How you doing? Yeah, he pops in from time to time. And he does. He gets a lot of support from a lot of us. And he's done some pretty kind things for me, too. Nothing crazy out of the ordinary, but he's been pretty generous with me, so I can't say anything. I wish I could help him out a little bit with some of the things he struggles with, because I've struggled from a few things like that myself. But shoot, I was older than him before I figured my stuff out. And it's a lot easier to say when you've done it, but when you're in the middle of it, it's a little bit more difficult. Put a little bit on this side too. And as long as I get this straight going around, then it should be settable and should be able to be shown from either side. I watched Phil over at the Opal Mills, yeah, and he has an amazing ability to double side opal, and it's a little bit easier with a big piece like this, but he does it on little pieces, and he gets that bevel or the girdle straight all the way around so you could set it double-sided with an opal. Maybe that's what I need to practice with some of the rough I got. Now what I'm doing is going back where I went too thin, and I'm going to put a flat girdle on it instead of a rounded girdle. Let's move over here. Aha! The opal guy is back. All over the place. So that opal guy, have you tried working on any of the new material that you've been getting? I know you got some big chunks, but I would suggest going to Harbor Freight and getting a tile saw rather than well, unless you want to invest in a big trim saw or a big rock saw. My little tile saw is on its last legs, I think, and I have to decide. I have a 6-inch and a 7-inch, and I have to decide whether I'm gonna move up to something. I'd like to get a 10-inch trim saw. I don't have huge rocks here. I can't go rock pounding really here, so I don't need to slab out multiple slabs on stuff. It's easier than you think. I mean, even the saw can be a little intimidating until you get onto it. And then I see the guys at work with, giant cement saws that are 24-inch blades. I don't know how they do that. And bouncing up and down off the sidewalk concrete. Alright, I like this. So most of the dome on this side, a little bit of a dome on that side, but that's a really nice size fish. Ryan, you might be right again. Today we're just going to keep going. We're going to call this, that's it for these 3 wheels. I'm going to bring out the stones from Sunday, and I got to get them finished. What I'm trying to do is get the stones that I start each month finished in the same month. So that's I wish you guys could smell this stuff. I got a little bit, I don't know if that was part of the chip or not. A couple little bugs right there. Let's see if I can work them out. Maybe not. Alright, well, almost. Ah, that hole got bigger. See that little hole up there? Right there. two little dots. So sometimes, and it doesn't happen very often, but this is liquid acrylic that's in here, and then it gets pressurized at high pressure into a block. And occasionally, and I mean very, very occasionally, you'll find a little bubble that gets left in there. And now I feel another one up here. So now I should have listened to Ryan and done the other side. That's okay. I'm going to leave them there. There's another one up here. It just popped out. So there's three actually. 1, 2, 3. And I got two little ones down here that are almost out. Let's see if they'll come out. Yeah, it's going to be a fight. Alright, so that's my new face. And we'll leave the two little bubbles in there. That's funny. Alright. That's good. We are going to move over. Let's turn that off just for a second. Just to get a little quiet. And so we have the pieces from last Sunday. Plus I got this one. Maybe we'll do that one. We'll do the little one. We'll do the little piece of what could be obsidian, but I don't think it is. And the green. And that one's staying for another time. So let's see if we can work on this. Let's get you moved over and see how this works. I got a new stand over here. Which will be interesting. Press the button, pull it out. Squeeze. That worked pretty well. I have not. The only 8-inch stuff I have, Steve. I don't. I just bought a grinder to use as a buffer. I don't know why I went to 8-inch. It was just cheaper than the 6-inch. So, I mean, I'd love to work on a bigger wheel with a little bit thicker wheels on it. That'd be fantastic. And maybe that's in the future. Right now, I don't even know if I can say it out loud because the machine's listening. But I love my Genie. But, you know, it's 25 years old. And I'm gonna have to fix the pump. Not fix it, but do a little maintenance on the pump over the weekend. I don't know if you can hear it kind of clicking in there. I don't know if that's the leathers that are misaligned or it's actually the little rotator that goes to the wheels with the belt on it. So I'm going to take it to pieces, clean it up, and hopefully it'll come back together well. Yeah, this is a 6-inch. And if we can bag it up. There's the motor. There's my stuff in the back a little bit. I got a lot of stuff. I don't know if you've all been watching the price of silver. I couldn't stop watching the live tick today. They're trying to push it down really hard below 65 and it won't go. So I don't know if it's here to stay or not, or if they're gonna force it down. I know they put the margins up another 50% last night just to try and stop people from buying, but it's not stopping them from buying, so I don't know what's gonna happen with it. But it's gone up a lot. I think it's 120 or 120% right now on the year. Yeah, try and get that in your 401k. I know a lot of the silver purchasing is for AI infrastructure, EV stuff, solar panels. So they use a silver paste in solar panels. So solar panels, and of course wonderful military. But I was seeing where a tomahawk, each tomahawk has 500 ounces in it. Just one. That's insane. So big squeeze on silver right now. Yeah, he loves the 6 inches too. So I would, if I did a 8 inch, I'd probably be standing up. I'm gonna see. I don't know if it's good. It's probably gonna work. So I got a desk riser to stick underneath this, and it's bigger than the baseboard to the Genie. So I'm gonna put it on a desk riser. I don't know if the hydraulics in the desk riser are gonna be strong enough to lift the machine or not, but right now I'm sitting, and I wouldn't mind standing up from time to time, especially when I'm out here for a long time. I am, Steve. I don't know if I have your number in my phone, Steve. My address is there. You can, if you look up under Reality Antiques, you might find it in your addresses. So, but if you want to send me an email, you can send an email to me, Steve. Just email me over at sir.rocksalot@outlook.com. And put the painter's, or no, put your daughter's name in it, and then I know exactly who it is. So that's easy enough. So let's get going on these before it gets too late. What time are we on? 1:43. That's not bad. So we're at what, 7? I got to be off before 8 for sure. So let's do this. It shouldn't take too long. We got most of the hard work done. Let's just finish this one up. Where did all that come from? Excuse me 1 second. I don't even know where that came from. That was not good. Where did that come from? Alright, well I just soaked everything, but I don't know where all that water on top came from. Right, back to the fake shots, dude. eBay Chrysocolla. And this doesn't have to be exact, this is just for fun. Steve deals in cheese. Best cheese in the world. Right off the side of the river. Although I'm sure North Star, his name's a pretty cool name when it comes to, you know, the association to dogs. Let's do this pretty quick. This one is not going to be perfect. I'm just going over most of the surfaces quickly. Chipper. Chipped out. Change the plan on that one. There we go. Sorry, I had a chip come out. I have a little bit. I have some really nice cabs, and then I got some chunks. What do we got? Good chunk. Not the best. I'm gonna slice that one up. Dynabird's a funny thing to work with too. Not funny, you just you can, it gets gooey. It's like ancient collagen. I can't believe that edge came off. Alright, that's okay. Thank you all for the thumbs up, I really appreciate that. Oh, thank you, Apple Guy. Hey, Jalen. This is some chrysocolla, really cheap, eBay, turquoise color. Or it could be not a pseudomorph, but a fake pseudomorph. Which I do like pseudomorphs. It's just the fossil part of me that likes them. Or maybe I'm getting closer to being a fossil, I'm not sure which. A little bit of both. The Dynabone's funny. You can get some really high-grade gem silica Dynabone, then it's worth it. Especially if it's got some nice blues in it, pinks, light pinks. Really depends on the size of the cells and what grade it is. And there's a whole ocean of it in Utah. One of my best buys from Don, I did buy a dinosaur knuckle that was gem silicated. I can't cut it. I could cut it, but I won't cut it. So it's the whole fossil, and it's bigger than my hand, and it's just a toe knuckle. So it's enormous. And that one gets to go to school from time to time to see the little kids. So yeah, part of this channel has become more educational than I thought it was, or my hobby has become more educational than I thought it was going to. I thought I'd just be out here cutting stones, making ugly stuff prettier, and I do that, but then some of the people locally now know me for cutting, and some of the stones that people have donated or I've cut can go out and help educate the kids out at Freckle Cat School, which is really neat. And yeah, right. This does not have to be perfect, so let's go over one more. And hopefully by the next live I will have put the buffer together. Well, I'm going to need a lot more ZAM. And then we'll really see if going to higher RPM makes a glossy difference to the polish, the final polish, which I'm sure it does. But I also don't want to overheat my stones to where they crack. Hey Saul, welcome in. I think I saw you did. So were you doing a live the other day? I thought I popped into it for a second and then I lost it. But I think you were collaborating with somebody and you were doing a little sale. Which, talking of sales, I may be getting together with one of my local friends who we did the estate sale with, and she has a lot more Larimar and a lot of cabochons that were still left over from the sale. I mean, this guy had, there were probably, honestly, 1 million cabochons in his house. And I'm not lying. I'm not exaggerating either. It wouldn't surprise me if there was at least 500,000 to 1 million cabochons in his house. So I have a lot of fantastic, like picture Jasper cabs all calibrated out. I got a lot of stuff. But his biggest stuff was Dominican Republic. Any of the amber left, so we had a lot of the blue amber from Dominican Republic, buckets and buckets and buckets of Larimar, rough, and slabs, and cabs. So I'm hoping maybe we'll help her out with a sale. I don't know, I haven't decided. I don't know if we'll just do it locally. If we'll do it on her auction site, she has an auction site, but she doesn't do shipping, so it has to be local. But if she did all the stones, we might offer some sort of shipping service. She just asked me the other day, so we'll see. I'm going to be careful what I sign myself up for. Alright. Like I said, I'm not trying to get this one perfect. I'm not trying to get any of them perfect, actually, but yeah, it's a fun little thing. Alright, let's get this Kingman done. I already had a piece of this that I finished up, and then I recut this to the same shape. And so I've actually got two like this. And they're pretty thin. Maybe there'll be some beautiful earrings or two different pendants. Welcome in, everybody. If you're new to the channel name is Sir RocksAlot. I go live on Thursdays and Sundays. And if you want to get notification, just subscribe and hit the bell. Had quite a lot of people coming in already tonight, which is fantastic and very much appreciated. Yeah, I think my next goal is what, 1250 in subscribers. I don't know how many we got today. It really doesn't matter, actually. I enjoy doing this and I enjoy sharing this with everybody. Yeah, it's got some nice little shine to it, so when it actually comes up this dark area, all the dark in here is really metallic. It's got some really nice wispy blues up the top. Going away from the middle. This isn't the best way to do a dome, but it's a very flat stone, so I'm not too concerned about it. I don't need to do this one too much. But I can pull from the middle to the edge. I'm going to do a quick check to see if I've got any major scratches. I don't have any major scratches, but I do have parts of the matrix sticking out. I don't think that'll ever go away. Those little areas there. So I just got to watch when I do the zam, so I don't get too much caught up in there. Even putting Route 61 on there is brand new to me. We're going to make a trip out that way one day. Not one day, the next couple of years. I have an aunt and uncle that are now out that way. And I have two cousins out that way as well. Well, Seattle anyway, outside of Seattle. North of San Francisco. I don't know if you saw what I just did. Took that little edge in. And it's starting to chip out on the backing. It's so thin. And I don't think it really needs the backing, but it's okay. Where are we at? 45. We're doing good. Doing really good. Especially for Thursday. Thursday before the holidays. So I hope you all get some time off of work. Unless you are Santa. Or you're an elf. Like, I think my wife turns into an elf. I woke up this morning and she still had a Santa hat on. So she was out doing elfy things. Actually, we ended up watching, we were watching British baking show Juniors. Kind of funny. Puts you in good spirits to go to sleep. Let me figure it out. Maybe North Star. Yeah, actually, we'll see. He's definitely getting better at it. I'd definitely sell a stone, but I can't speak for somebody else doing my wrapping for me. I gotta wait until the holidays are done, because there's still a lot of velving to do. I like this tripod thingamajiggy here much better than the other one I was using. Less in my way. He does, hidden under all that hair. Looking good. I don't think I put this one up, so get a little. Mostly came out, even the top came out with a little bit of, I don't know where to dry this, because there's nothing dry. I'm not dry. Let's check. It's got that matrix in it. There's nothing I can do about that. All the little cavey little bits. It's not bad. Really nice color, and the metallic is going to really polish out when I go to polish it. Alright, let's do this one. This is from last Sunday. I really like this one. Really nice color on this one. Welcome in, everybody. I know I keep saying that, but I think we got new people coming in, and I really appreciate you all being here. Working on some turquoise. This is not the Bella Blue, but it's very similar to it. I think it was the Chilean, actually. This is the Chilean turquoise. This one I got a little bit of a dome on it. Not taking much off, just making sure there's no facets. This is the smooth and shape is what the guy I bought this machine from put on here. And then pre-polished and polished and then ran. So this is a 600 grit. A well-worn 600 grit, I might say. So it's really good on phosphates and opals without taking off too much material. Oh, Freckle Cat in the house. Oh, see? How did she do that? She's not even in the house. I swear, I gotta be careful, huh? I gotta be careful. I don't particularly like coal, but I'll take it for heating. I'll definitely take some jet in my stocking. Some black jet would be really nice. Coming along good. That's nice. Do a quick dry, the semi-dry check. Trying to find spots on my t-shirt that that's pretty good. That's a 1200. You can see it getting better. Yeah, this is a nice one. Hey Doug, how you doing, Sir Doug? Nice to see you in. Talk you over. I did go to a lot of different forests in England growing up. Went to the original Winnie the Pooh Bridge. Used to be pretty close to my school. And spent quite a lot of time up north in Lancashire and Yorkshire, and we go to Nottinghamshire. My brother went, where did he go? North of Leicester. Didn't really ever get up into the Cumberland, which I wish I had. In Wales, I think I went twice maybe in my lifetime. I wish I'd gone up to Snowdon a few times and done more of the mountains in Wales. I'll do that next time around. I think on my journey I'm still headed west. I'm on the 3000 grit. I said grit, but it really isn't much of a grit. It'll just finish off polishing the surface and get it prepared for the sand station. We'll do the back on this one. bottom edge. I think we're good. And it's got a pretty good polish, and that's without being jammed, so pretty happy with that. What do we got? 1, 2, 3. Man, we got a ways to go. I don't want to be on too long today. I think what we'll do, a little piece of Gaspeite. I think what we'll do is I'll finish off these real quick, and we'll zam them another time. We'll just do a zam session where it's just finishing off the polishes for these stones. So I think that's what we're going to do. Much of it's been a fun week for me at work. It's been a long week at work, so. This one should be pretty quick. Somebody asked me to find some scooter tape to try and work on. Oh, I guess you just, sorry about that, you just missed the whole, that was very talented stuff I was just doing. But yeah, if there's anybody that wants to see a particular material, let me know. We will source it out, hopefully find a good source, and we will cut it. See what happens. There's a lot of materials I've never cut. That. Alright, I got 2 more thumbs up to hit 50. Not really a goal, but it'd be cool. I appreciate all of you that have already done it. And then, I'd like to see some more stuff in the future. If you hit that subscribe, I go live on Thursdays and Sundays. I like it. Finish this one up. This is soft enough. I can go through these wheels pretty quick without missing anything. Just went around the whole stone there. I don't know if you saw that. Polish up the girdle. North Star, I will stencil yours out. Actually, I won't stencil it, I'll use the outside of the setting itself. So I just got a notification from Betty Rockin' Betty. She's been doing all kinds of stuff with resins and really neat stuff, little experimental stuff. Kind of fun that anybody could do at home with their family, their kids. Alright, oops, I lost it, what is that? There it is. Pretty happy with that one. Just had a look at it. Got a pretty good polish to it. See the surprise piece. Don't even know what this is, but it turned out much better than the ugly piece that it was. It was just an ugly piece of something sitting on my top of my shop. And I really didn't think there's anything in it but mud and glue. Find anything in it, I was pretty happy. A little bit off there, a little bit off there. Alright, what are we gonna do here? Because something isn't adding up. Not quite adding up. I think it's there. Huh. Not quite adding up. Let's see here. Sorry to repeat myself. A little off on my shape. Much better. Huh. So I don't know, does that work if you just change your name or you switch to a different account? I know you have don't you have a dot account or no account? Alright. Hello to whoever that is. I don't know who that is, but hi. Alright. Because somebody likes to play games like me. I have one person, I'm not sure who it is, but I'm pretty sure it might be the same person, and they subscribe and desubscribe and subscribe and desubscribe. Kind of fun, actually. And I don't know if that helps the algorithm. I have zero idea. I haven't really tried to work out the algorithm either. I just been doing what's convenient, and it seems to be working out really well. Get back real quick. And the final wheel. Sometimes YouTube doesn't want you to hit certain heights goals, because if it hits 50, maybe it pushes out again. And when you hit 100, it pushes out again. I don't know. I'm not sure the algorithm knows either. I just spilled half the tray down my jeans. That's fun. Nice. So I'm getting tired because I'm starting to lean on the tray. That's okay. I have my cutting jeans on, which at this point, I don't know, I'm turning them into Daisy Dukes. That's pretty cool. Pretty nice. I didn't know I'd ever wear Daisy Dukes, but the bottom half of my jeans fall off anytime soon. It's going to be pretty close. Alright, let's try this funky little piece. Possible jade, which is not jade, so we did have a suggestion of a snowflake obsidian, but I'm pretty sure that it's not snowflake obsidian, but it's similar. Hi Ganzo, welcome in. Hey Jesse. Yeah, you never know. Sourcing materials not easy. I'm sure you've run into it, Steve, more than the rest of us. But like I said, so you know, the amount I pay. I bought this 4 years ago, I think. Where's the other stuff I had? So that was 4 or 5 years ago on eBay. I didn't know what I was doing, but I also bought this, and this was probably 5 years ago on eBay, and I probably should have cut a piece of this, but we'll maybe do that in the next live. But it's meant to be untreated natural spiderweb. Well, that is not untreated natural spiderweb. It is definitely treated, and maybe I'll get some spiderweb out of that one. But who knows what kind of stuff they filled it up with. And but we'll cut some of those. I'll keep them out here so we do it in the next live. Yeah, so you never know what you're going to get. I've been really fortunate. Let's do this lapis. This was a big chunk and now it's a little chunk. Nice little cushion cut. I'm going to concentrate on this one. This one. Get that sulfur smell already. Do that a little bit. Alright. Do the other side. I love that pyrite that's starting to come out really nice. Go to the end. Cushion cuts are not as easy as they look. You think, oh, it's a square or a rectangle, and that should be easy. Well, keeping a right angle on a stone, unless you're using some kind of grip, is not too easy. I'm decent at it. I've got two hands on here, so if my pressures are different on either side, then I'll start leaning into the other side, and then before you know it, you've changed the angle on the whole stone. The right angles have gone, and so it's pretty good though. move along. That sounds like fun, Jesse. Yeah. Opal's funny too. It's there's a lot of mug opal. Muggy. You got a muggy? The mug? The last person in line to get the opal? You gotta be careful of that, especially here in the States. We've had a couple of good sources that have come our way, but without actually going to Australia or picking it out yourself, it's really difficult stuff to source in the States. Unless you go to like Tucson or Denver or something, pick it out yourself. But by the time it comes across the Pacific, it's much more expensive. And then what you're paying for rough, you might as well buy a stone, a fully finished stone, because then at least you know what you're getting. I've been really fortunate with my opal. Alright. Alright, we are getting late. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'll finish this off another time. I think we're pretty close to being done. Let's have a look at all the stones we got done today. So I've got to finish off that. Oh, Steve, you're on here. Steve. Pea-brain. I believe it was you that found the pea-brain, is that correct? I don't think it was Sam, I think it was you. And if you could put in the chat where exactly you peed on the pea-brain, that would be fantastic. Hey RocksAlot, welcome in. Tomcat, Josh, how you doing? Let's go over here. Alright, I haven't screwed this up too much. That's good. Square it off again. We're on the 3000 grit now. Doesn't take anything off. It just gives it a real nice pre-polish. And you get that pyrite to shine up. So you can get lapis with real silver in it. Most of the time it's pyrite. But you can also get turquoise with real silver in it. I mean, you can get it with the copper in it. But there's also turquoise that actually has silver in it, not just pyrite and not just copper. So hematite, pyrite, copper, silver. And I assume that if it's got all those, you can get gold in it occasionally, but I don't know if I've ever heard of turquoise or gold naturally in turquoise. So was it was Arizona, okay. Good, so then I've been at least telling the right state. And I've been telling this story too. Yeah, you should have stuck it into your GPS as a future revisit. Yeah. Get left out there in the heat. And then you might want to, if it's 130, you might actually want to tea in a cup, not on the stone. Alright, I think we're good. Let's have a closer look at this one. Not bad, I need a little bit more, I think. A little quick to come off of this wheel. Alright, we're over 50. Thank you all so much. So yeah, that's much nicer right there. So, do we go to the jam station? I guess we could leave these three. I got some phosphosiderite to finish. I got this to finish. And the pea brain to finish. But I think, why not? We'll go head over to the wheel. Turn that off. Put these stones over there, okay? Did you hear Simon flying over? That's one of the owls. I hope he's not getting the next door neighbor dog and he's really come over here to get the moles. So it'd be really neat. Alright. Duke. So I've got to figure out how to undo this new thing here. Like that. That's cool. Now we're going to head over to the ram station. Yeah, we get some pretty big owls around here. And they're either going after the squirrels. I don't know if they eat moles or not. I assume if the mole came to the surface, they might grab it. I think. Alright. So this is the buffer I'm going to end up replacing. I like this one because I put it together with this little two pulley right there and a big old motor in the back, but the motor's only a 1750, and for Zam polishing it needs to be up to, well, over that to get a good polish, but we're going to fix that. So let's put some Zam on there, bit of Zam, so chromium aluminum oxide, so it does really well with phosphates. Thank you all for sticking around. Good. Alright, that's good. Let's see how the cheap chrysocolla comes off on here. Do the back first just to see. See if it's worked. Yeah, not bad. Let's do the front. This is just a fun little piece to do. I got like half a pound of this stuff 4 or 5 years ago and never really cut it. Let's get all around the edge here. So this is a pretend pseudomorph, so a pseudomorph, in that I cut it like a tooth, but it's really not a tooth. Let's see if it's got good polish on there. Not bad. Fun little piece though. Let's get a little picture. Alright. Let's do the Kingman. Let's do it before Kingman, not bad. Actually gonna polish the back. Get that sticker off of there. I didn't get it, but even the backing will polish. So let's do the front. I don't think I have too much sand. And yeah, just checking to see if it's getting caught up in the little bit of matrix, but it's not. Welcome in, everybody. Hey, Dusty, how you doing today? Oh, somebody got zapped. That was the first zapping of the live, I think. Normally have a few more people get zapped. But yeah, welcome in, Dusty. Just coming to the end. Good time to pop in. Didn't quite finish everything I wanted to, but I think we've done pretty well. This is polishing up super nice. There we go. Let's have a look. There we go. Really nice. It's better in person. So this area here, that black, any of the dark area is also, it's almost metallic. So still got the little tiny bits of sort of bugs in there, but it just shows it's natural. It's a really nice piece. Lovely colors, and all the shades complement each other really well. Get a quick picture of that one. Really nice. And let's do the one that we didn't thought was going to be absolutely nothing. Still not a lot, but it's not bad. Let's finish them all up. Polishes really well. It's got a very, very tiny blue tint to it. I mean, really tiny, but it is there. Yeah, I really appreciate everybody that comes into the channel. I welcome all the people in the chat. Thumbs up are absolutely fabulous. If you're a subscriber, you are absolutely awesome. Thank you so much. We're coming up to the holidays. I'm going to pop in maybe a couple of times over the next week or so, and we'll do something, maybe something different, or a new material, or something I've been holding off on to the side. And I'm hoping all of you have a wonderful Christmas. If you don't celebrate Christmas, I hope you enjoy your time off from work, or you enjoy the holiday that you do celebrate. Try and spread some of that cheer around. We get to go, I got cookies, we get to go see Christmas lights, we can have Christmas Eve with all the family. Really excited. This one came out, the polishes really well. So, I think that's good, Destiny. I'm glad. I'd like to see some of the material that Dusty gets. Some of the pieces that he makes. Or she makes, I should say. Alright, this is just the little piece of Gaspeite that broke off. Just going to polish up super nice. Always does. I was not expecting that. Alright, so here we go. Gorgeous, isn't it? You ready? Think. Rat-a-tat-tat. So, this one will be the Grinch. It happens. Wow, okay. Kind of looks like the Grinch. Boink. So that just fractured all the way through there. And this is the same one that fractured earlier, so not unsurprising, a little disappointing. That's all right. Somebody is getting coal in their Gaspeite. So I think this is the, oh no, we got this one. Let's do the Lapis. See how this comes out. Try it out. It did want a facet. It wanted something that I didn't do. I don't think it's because I got it too hot on here. It's possible. But, okay. So, the reason I do the backs, this is why I do the backs. Zam and Lapis do not mix. So, that's why I do the back. See if I get a reaction. I don't know if it's the sulfides in it or not, but I got a reaction from it. So I'll try it on the cerium. No harm, no foul. I can also just leave it like that. This is like a session and a half, Steve. Here comes another one. All right, this one isn't gonna crack, I hope. That's the back. So the Lapis, I just put it on the 3000 real quick. Let me do the back. So yeah, I usually start on the back specifically to see if there's a reaction between the chromium. So this green, the green in the Zam is chromium. And it does have certain reactions with certain materials. Will I remember by the next time I put a sulfite on there? I don't know. Maybe. I guess I should write a big long list and share it with everybody. So, yeah, this one turned out really nice. This one is Chilean. And I did not think, I thought it was going to have so much more matrix in it and be really, really sandy. And it was a bit of a surprise on Sunday when I took the top and the bottom off of it. And then managed to get this stone out of it. So this is a good one to finish with. Last one. Here we go. Let's have a look at that polish. That's really nice. Really like this stone. Love with it. Changes in blues come together in the middle there and swirl. Really happy with that one. A little disappointed on the Gaspeite, but it's okay. So I just reversed it. Let's turn that off. So 1, 2, 3. Giant shark's tooth. I'll put the broken one in just because it's broken. Here you go. And it happens. Let's get a little further away. Come on. There you go. Not bad. Good to get them finished. Let me go ahead. Thanks, Dusty, for popping in. Ryan, thank you. North Star, thank you. Steve, thank you for popping in and chatting away. That's really helpful too. Go ahead, get with either send me an email or get with Dave if you can. If I don't hear from you, I will I'll reach out to Dave and let him know. So yeah. Crackle Cat, thank you. RocksAlot, thank you. We will see you all in the next one. I think it's probably going to be probably Sunday, and we'll do another one. But yeah, appreciate you all. Love you all. Hope you have a wonderful weekend, and I will see you soon. In the meantime, take care of each other. Most of all, take care of yourselves. Cheers now.